let's talk about Mitch McConnell for a second, because Mitch McConnell for the second time froze up, and fortunately for him, for the second time he did not fall on his back and get stuck like the turtle he is. But this is a problem. This is a serious problem. He needs to resign. He needs to resign. Clearly, Feinstein needs to resign. There are people who are sitting in that Senate right now who have no business being there. They need to go. And as I said before, they're like, oh, well, if Feinstein resigns, there's going to be a problem for Gavin Newsom because he's going to have to pick one of the three people who would want to vie for her seat. No, he doesn't. He can pick somebody else besides those three. He can be like, look, I'm going to pick a fourth person, and that we're going to have that person agree that they're not going to run for re-election as part of the conditions for being in this seat. They're not going to run. They're going to make an agreement that they're not going to run. And then y'all three can run it out. That person will serve the unexpired term. And then when it comes time for the election, all three of y'all can run, and let that be the end of it. It's a fresh seat. We'll have a fresh face for the rest of this term, and it doesn't have to be a big deal politically. But, Democrats like to shoot themselves in the foot. But back to McConnell, he's just stuck like a deer in headlights. He can't talk. There's clearly something wrong. He clearly is not capable of doing his job at this point. He needs to go. And here's the difference. Like, if Joe Biden was in the middle of a press conference and did this twice, like, I would be absolutely up here saying it's time for Joe Biden to retire. It's time for Joe Biden to resign. He needs to step down. It's time for President Harris. I would absolutely 100% be calling for that, because it's that important. And he's the Senate Minority Leader. As Senate Minority Leader, he needs to be able to realize that he has work to do, and he needs to step down and pass the torch to somebody else who can do it. But see, I can't even do that imitation anymore, because an imitation of Mitch McConnell at this point is just, that's all that you have to do to imitate Mitch McConnell at this point, is just stare blankly into the screen until somebody, tries to shake you and wake you up, and then tell everybody else, okay, we're going to have to end this press conference because, he's gone to the sunken place. It's ridiculous. It's time for him to go. It's time for him to resign. And it's just, these old farts don't want to get rid of their power, and it's pathetic. It's pathetic, and it needs to stop. And look, we all know that there's two old farts running for president, and it's probably going to be old fart 1 versus old fart 2, Biden versus Trump. But I don't want to hear from Republicans that, oh, Biden's old, why is he running for re-election? And then have those people say, well, we're going to vote for Trump. Well, he's old too. So, and those are the two candidates that we're likely going to be stuck with running for it. I'm not disappointed. I'm not upset with Biden. But if you're going to complain about old people who are running just in general, regardless of mental faculties, don't complain that Biden is old and then vote for Trump in the primaries, right? If you think age is an issue, go vote for DeSantis or Vivek Ramaswamy if age is your issue. But clearly it's not an issue. Age is not an issue for y'all if y'all are going to sit here and vote for Trump. But clearly, Biden has shown that he is sharp as a tack at things like the correspondence dinner. Biden has shown that he, can sit there at a press conference and answer questions and deal with the people who are asking him questions. He's not sitting there at the press conference like Mitch McConnell doing a blank stare like, right? He's not doing that. So it's time for Mitch to go. It's time for Feinstein to go. If your health is that bad where you can't even, keep the attention for that long, it's time for you to go. Bye. Resign. Leave. Now look, and personally, I love making Mitch McConnell the hypocrite of the week. Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell. I love being able to say Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell instead of the Majority Leader, because it was great when he got demoted. I love it, but for the good of the country, he needs to step down. But he's too high in himself, and he's never going to get rid of that power. So, but again, he needs to go, and the Republicans need to step up and do something about it.